Hello TK. In order to begin our reading lesson today, we need to go over our objective. Ready? Objective, objective, objective. It is what we are going to learn. It's what we're going to be thinking about. So for today, ready? Go ahead and repeat today's objective after me. I can discuss and identify story elements. Wow, we have some pretty big words in our objective. We said we're going to be discussing. So discussing is when you talk, you're just talking about something. That's discussing. We're going to be talking about our story elements. We're also going to be identifying. Identifying is when you can find, when you look, when you notice. So we're going to be really looking and talking about our story elements. What are story elements? What are story elements? Well, story elements, if you get your sheet out, you'll notice there is a hand. It looks like your hand. If you go ahead and put it up close, it's just like your hand. We're going to use our hand to be discussing story elements. So get your hand out. So our first story element is our thumb. That's going to be representing our characters. Our characters, that is who the story is about. It can be people or it can be animals. It really depends on the story. Our next story element is our setting. That's our pointer finger. Our setting is where the story takes place. Sometimes we can identify the setting by looking at the pictures in the story and trying to figure out where did the story take place the most? Where did you see that the characters were normally hanging out? That's normally where the setting is. Our last three fingers, right here, our last three, that is going to be beginning, middle, and end. The beginning of the story, what happened first. The middle of the story, what happened second, what happened in the middle. And our end of the story, what happened last. So we're going to be finding all of these things together as we read our story. Okay, TK, now that we went over our worksheet, I want you to put it down and take out your mini books. We're going to go ahead and read La Tortuga. And La Tortuga is Spanish for the turtle. So we're going to be reading about La Tortuga, the turtle. Can you find him on our front cover? Right here, right? Good job, good eyes. So this is our front cover. This is our spine. It holds our pages together. And this is our back cover, the back of the book. So we're going to get started looking at our front cover, and we are going to be opening up to our first page. All right, let's go ahead and get started.
This is C2, track 1, La Tortuga.
Once upon a time, there was a little village in Mexico. The round yellow sun was so bright there that the houses and flowers and trees seemed to dance and sparkle. Everyone thought it was the prettiest village in Mexico. In the shade of the tallest tree, there was a hole, and in the hole lived the oldest animal in the village. Her name was La Tortuga. Tortuga is the Spanish word for turtle. La Tortuga was a very wise old turtle.
Go ahead and turn the page.
One fine day, La Tortuga sat in her hole. She played on her flute. Some children came by and heard her. They called, "Tortuga, Tortuga." La Tortuga said, "Oh?" The children said, "Come out of your hole, Tortuga. We want to see you."
They will catch me,
thought the turtle to herself.
they will make me into turtle soup.
So La Tortuga did not come out. She stayed in her hole and played her flute. "Tortuga, Tortuga," cried the children. La Tortuga said,
Oh?
the children said, "Please come out of your hole, Tortuga. We have something to show you."
I don't know, turn the page.
La Tortuga came out of her hole. Thump! The children picked her up, put her in a box, and carried her home. "She will taste fine in the soup," they said. La Tortuga did not want to be in the soup.
I hope my flute can get me out of this trouble,
She thought. So, inside the box, La Tortuga began to play on her flute. She played the flute until the children reached their home. Then, La Tortuga stopped playing. "Tortuga, Tortuga!" cried the children. La Tortuga said,
Oh?
"Play again, Tortuga. Play again on your flute." La Tortuga said,
I can play better when I dance.
"Ah, you should see me dance." "Dance, Tortuga, dance!" cried the children, and they let her out of the box. La Tortuga came out of the box and danced in a circle around the room. And all the time, she was playing on her flute. Then she stopped dancing and playing. "Tortuga, Tortuga!" cried the children. La Tortuga said,
Oh?
"Go on dancing, Tortuga. Go on playing." La Tortuga said,
I can dance better outside. This room is too small.
So the children opened the door. La Tortuga danced out of the house.
Turn the page.
You dance too.
La Tortuga said to the children. She began to play on her flute again. The children danced together in the yard, and La Tortuga danced around to the back of the house. Then she stopped dancing. She stopped playing. She crept away under some leaves and hid. "Tortuga, Tortuga, where are you?" cried the children. La Tortuga crept further away under the leaves. She crept, crept, crept. The children couldn't find her. She crept right back to her hole. The children ran looking. They looked under the leaves. They could not find her. At last, they stopped looking. "She would have made good turtle soup," they said, "but we liked her music better." The next day, the children went to see if La Tortuga was back in her hole. The children called, "Tortuga, Tortuga!"
Oh?
The children were so glad to find Tortuga, they shouted, "Play for us, Tortuga! We want to dance!"
All right,
said the wise old turtle.
but this time I will stay in my hole.
But the children did not want to catch La Tortuga anymore. They were happy just to dance to her music. So La Tortuga lived happily ever after.
Job, TK, that is the end of our story. Go ahead and close your books. And you can keep this next to you if you wanted to help you figure out the parts of the story. Remember, we were looking for story elements. So go ahead and get your worksheet out. For this worksheet, we will be needing scissors so we can cut out our story elements. We will be needing a pencil to write our name. And we will be needing glue to glue our story elements in the correct places. Okay, TK, so step 1, go ahead and grab your pencil and write your first and last name. I'm going to do it on my end. As neat as you can, and try and stay on the lines. Good job. Okay, now we're going to put our pencil to the side, and we're going to figure out our first story element. Remember, our first story element was our characters. That is who the story is about. Who was our story about? Who did you see in the story? So we know our title said La Tortuga. Do you guys think the turtle was one of our characters? I think so. I think the turtle was one of our characters. Now, there were other characters in the story. If we take out our book and we look at our front cover, we can see the turtle and I do see the donkey, but I know the donkey didn't really come out. It was the turtle, and he kept dancing for the children, right? Let's open up our book, and let's see if we can find a page. Oh, very good. If you open up to the page with the yellow star in the corner, you can see all of your characters. I see the children, the 3 children, and I see La Tortuga. And if we pull out our pictures, we're going to choose one of these photos to be our characters' photos. And remember, it was 3 children and La Tortuga. So 3 children and the turtle. This picture shows all of our characters. So go ahead and cut out this picture. This is going to be our characters' picture. Now that I cut out my character's picture, I can go ahead and grab my glue, and I'm going to glue it to my character's spot. Remember, my characters, that's going to be my thumb. So I'm going to put a little glue and glue it there. Now that we've identified our characters, we can go ahead and move on to the rest of our hand. So next we have our setting. What is the setting? Well, TK, the setting is where the story takes place. So if you grab your photos, where did the story take place? Which one of these pictures shows me the setting? Did the story take place inside their house? No, right? Not the whole time. Where did you see the characters the most? If you chose this picture, you are absolutely correct. Go ahead and cut your picture out and glue it onto your settings spot. Alright, TK, now that I know what my characters are, I know what my setting is, I need to find the 3 other story elements. I need to find what happened in the beginning, middle, and end. So if we use our book, TK, we can go ahead and open to the beginning of our book, the first pages. And we can see, in this page, they showed us the setting. They showed us where the story was taking place. But then, when you turn the page, you get to this picture. This is the beginning of the story. This happened first. Remember, the children were trying to capture La Tortuga. They wanted to make him into turtle soup, right? That's what happened first. So we're going to put our book away, and we're going to cut out the picture that we know belongs in the beginning. Go ahead and cut out the picture when they were trying to capture him. Alright, TK, I just helped you with the first part of your assignment, the beginning. I identified that the beginning of the story is when the children were trying to capture La Tortuga. Now, it is your job to tell me what happened in the middle of the story and what happened at the end. One of these 2 pictures belongs in the middle and one belongs at the end of the story. Once you complete your worksheet, I want you to take a video of yourself explaining your story details to me. So I want you to tell me who the characters were, where the setting was, where it took place, the beginning, middle, and end. Good luck, TK. I know you got this because you did so good with the 3 bears. Good luck.